Hello all. I hope you're doing well. I can just feel the tension and the energies here in the last couple of weeks, particularly this past week. And it's getting heavy, and even when I come to make these videos and stuff like that, my desire almost and passion for it is kind of a little changed, just because of all the kickback and when it comes to my resources and the censorship and stuff like that. And I work alongside with what makes me happy, things that I enjoy doing, just keeping to myself and, focusing on my forward movement. I know that given the magnitude and how deep it goes, how deep state it goes, everything like that, it's a big purpose. There's a lot of heavy hitters. I was in conversation with my coworker today, and we were just comparing our stories, in reference to the previous industries that we worked in. And it's just miraculous how much ours are, comparable to each other. And it's crazy to me because in the conversation, I piece together another nugget and I go to look at my phone for evidence, and yet again, it's missing along with all the other stuff, and it's just, this is how deep it goes. So many people talk about my reputation and this and that, but if you're not worried anything, why are you taking things off my phone? Inquiring minds would like to know. If you're one of those people that open mail that's not addressed to you, and I had proof of it, said people that I used to work for, these are the people that I work for. They open mail. And that's a governmental criminal activity, but that doesn't matter to them. That's not how they operate, and it really was a perspective change for me too around that scenario, because I'm like, wow, this is somebody that I work alongside the office, and here they are opening, businesses mail that's not theirs or addressed to them. That's absolutely bonkers to me. And so, who you were. Yeah. Right. And so that said, entitlement, the spirit of owed riches, this is all they run on is entitlement. Straight up, no chaser. All right. Entitlement is a belief that prosperity is a right without responsibility. It twists blessings into possessions and stewardship into ownership. Spiritually, entitlement disconnects people from gratitude. They don't walk in gratitude. They walk in entitlement. That's why they judge. It's amazing to me how many faithful, devout, religious people that I meet and I come in contact with that are the most judgmental people in the world, and they never want to accept responsibility. It's always somebody else's fault, not the fact that you didn't provide proper instructions. No, let's just go ahead and bash people and talk down about them because they don't know what you know. It's their problem that they don't know what you know. Interesting concept there. And so it's just it's not their job to know what you know, just like it's not your job to know what they know. But if you send people on jobs, you send people on tasks, you give people responsibilities, you have to be very detailed. You just do. I learned that from raising my son. He's a very open-minded thinker. And if I wasn't extremely detailed when I asked him to do stuff, he would find workarounds. And I'm sure a lot of people could probably relate to that. And so it just was adopted in me to start doing that with him. Not to mention when I handled all the maintenance, I had to be very detailed when I needed them to do specific jobs and specific orders and this and that. And if it failed, in different ways it was on them, but most of the time it was on me because I didn't provide the proper instructions because I was going a million miles per hour, because I was carrying so many hats. And so these are just the things that we need to think about in the moment, whether that's in your personal life, that's in your business world, that's in whatever. Don't automatically point the finger at somebody. Look at yourself. We just have to get to a better place of that. Pride, the currency of ego. Straight up. Pride makes money a mirror instead of a tool. Oh, I did this one this morning. I wanted to touch on this one though. Greed and the endless hunger. Greed is the ultimate distortion, the void that can't be filled. It feeds accumulation without satisfaction. Spiritually, greed is fear disguised as ambition. Exactly. Greed is literally disguised as ambition chasing the bag. You know, fear is not having enough, fear of losing status, fear of being powerless. That is all greed is it runs on power. It runs on ego. It runs on pride. It runs on status quo. It runs on entitlement. It does. And so if you find yourself on the side of the fence fighting for greed, you're obviously feeling like you don't have enough, because you wouldn't be chasing it if you had enough. And you have everything you need inside of you. Fear of losing status. Everybody, status and reputation. Can't lose that. You can't lose that at all costs. We must fight for our status quo and our reputation. No matter who you step on, no matter who you judge, no matter who you plan all these attacks against, no matter what, at all cost, our reputation must be upheld. You know, and it's just like, no, I can see right through that a mile away. Luke 12:15, life does not consist in abundance of possessions. Let's see here. Ecclesiastes 5:10, whoever loves money never has enough. There you have it, my Bible folks. I love you guys. I think it's Ecclesiastes. I probably said that wrong. Sorry. 5:10, whoever loves money never has enough. So if you love money, you ain't never gonna have enough. And you can definitely look in the mirror and say, you know what, that's probably right. I can think of a gazillion different names in my past where they have plenty, a pluff of money, and it was never enough. Never enough. Never enough. They must have had more. They wanted more. It's just crazy. I just don't align with it. I don't entertain it. The divine order, let's see here, the kingdom perspective, the divine order. Money is not meant to separate classes or fuel greed. Money is not meant for that, and yet that's what it's used. It's a spiritual test of balance. Can you hold abundance and humility at the same time? Abundance and humility at the same time. And there's too many that struggle with it. Too many. That's where the imbalancing of the scales are happening right now, because so many people equate their money to their value and how much they're worth. And that's literally how the cookie is crumbling. When used in alignment with love, money heals, builds, and liberates. When tied to ego, it enslaves and deceives, to say the least. Where you literally will kill your own for life insurance. I mean, it's just absolutely insanity. That's why Jesus spoke about money more than almost any other topic, because he knew it reveals the true master of the heart. The true master of the heart. And if you allow money to be your true master of the heart, you're literally putting money where God should go, where Jesus should go in your life. Different things that came to me, and I'm gonna balancing of the scales in the business world, relationship with money. There's something more. Yep, talked about that this morning. Everyone's knowledge and wisdom is different. Expecting people to know the same things you know is shortchanging yourself and your energy. It really is. It really is. The more often that you point the finger, you're just shortchanging yourself, to broadening your horizons, gaining more wisdom and knowledge for yourself, and gaining more humility. If you start learning to let go of your ego and walk alongside humility, your growth and elevation and you let go of your reputation and your status quo, the fullness within. I love you guys. Have a great night. I'll probably make a video later. Love you.